everyone, and welcome to another video. So today I want to talk about how to get Home Assistant running on a Raspberry Pi. What this is going to allow you to do is control things like lights, switches, and other appliances via a computer or via your phone. So for example, I have a light back here, and now instead of having to go over there and physically push the light switch button, I can either just tap something on the phone like that and the light will come on, or I can run automations and scripts and basically make this a automated process rather than a manual one. So if that sounds like fun, let's rewind time and I'll show you the hardware that I'm using to get all this working. Alright, so I got a delivery from Adafruit, is where I bought some of my stuff. So let's take a look and see what we've got here that we're going to use for the project. So obviously a Raspberry Pi. This one is a Raspberry Pi 5. I got the 8GB RAM version. You can get them with smaller amounts of RAM, but I thought I'd just use 8GB. So here's the actual Raspberry Pi, and then I got myself a case. This is kind of optional, but I think this is going to make the project a little bit better because I can house now the Home Assistant inside the case. So here we are. Yep, it's got a fan, that's kind of nice. Okay, so case. Then definitely you're going to need yourself a power supply. So this one is a 27-watt USB-C power supply. Yep, pretty standard, right? It's just USB-C, so we're going to use that. And then the last thing we're going to need is a MicroSD card to go ahead and we are going to need to put on the Raspberry Pi OS on this. So this is just a 64GB SD card. It's a, where is this here? Yeah, class A2, so this should be fast enough for all of our needs. So this is pretty much all we're gonna need. Next steps is, let's go ahead, pull this SD card out. We'll get this guy into a computer via a micro SD card reader, and we are going to flash on the operating system onto this micro SD card. Alright, so here we are. Let me fire up Windows Explorer, and I'm about to plug in my micro SD card into my micro SD card reader and plug it in the computer right now, and we should see that show up. Aha, here it is. It showed up as the F drive right here. So, okay, this is completely blank, as you can see right now. It's got nothing on it, which is great, because now what we want to do is we want to flash on an image of the Raspberry Pi firmware onto this blank F drive card. So to do that, what we're going to do is just come over here to your favorite search browser and look for Raspberry Pi Imager. And that should take you right here, Raspberry Pi software. Here it is. It's the Raspberry Pi Imager. This is going to allow us to basically install the Raspberry Pi OS onto that micro SD card. So let's just go ahead and download it for whatever platform you're on. I'm on Windows, so I'm going to go ahead and download this. And as soon as it finishes, I think what we should do is hopefully be able to see that in our downloads. Here it is. Here's the Imager application. Let's just go ahead and double click this to run it. And let me see, hopefully we should get a couple of dialogues showing up. Aha, here it is. Select the language for installation is English. That is great. And then I'm going to hit next. I'll accept all the agreements and stick it into this standard location. Go ahead. Yeah, I don't think I need a desktop shortcut. Let's just go ahead and install this. And we'll give this a second, and then we'll be back as soon as it finishes. Oh, wow, that was actually really quick. So here it is. We can go ahead and launch the Raspberry Pi launcher. But tell you what, let me go ahead and, well, actually, yeah, sure. Let's just launch it directly from here. Okay, hit finish, and here we are. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on Choose Device, and we have a Raspberry Pi 5, so I'll just click on that. Choose the operating system. So this is where you can pick all the different types of OS images for your Raspberry Pi. In this case, what we want to do is scroll down and look for, here it is, Other Specific Purpose OS, right? Home Automation, that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to click on this, and we are going to scroll down and look for, Home Assistance and Home Automation. That's what we're looking for. And here it is, Home Assistant. This is the one we want. So let's go ahead and click on Home Assistant. Then we'll figure out which ones we want. I don't have this one down here. I've got this one up top. So I'm going to get the Home Assistant OS, and I guess we're on 16.3. So let's go ahead and click on that. And then we're going to choose where we want to flash it to. So this is where you got to make sure you are very clear on which one this is, because this is going to erase the disk, format it, and flash on the appropriate OS that we have just selected. So again, make sure that, for example, in my case, you can kind of see I've got multiple drives. Make sure you pick the right one. So I know we just saw it that it's the F drive, right? It's that 64 gigabyte F drive. So that's what I want. I want this one over here to be flashed. So again, let me just double check that. Make sure, yep, here it is, F. Yep, we want the F drive. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit next. And here it is. Yep, be careful because you're going to erase this. You don't want to erase anything that you don't want to. So make sure you've got this selected correctly. And then let's go ahead and hit yes. And this is going to take a little while. So we'll come back and hopefully this is all finished. Okay, it looks like it finished. And as you can see, this is now no longer readable by Windows because it's basically a Raspberry Pi operating system firmware that's been flashed on the card. So now let's get it out of the computer and take it over to the Raspberry Pi. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take the MicroSD card and we will just insert it into the Raspberry Pi. I've got my Raspberry Pi in a case because I think that'll help with dust management and other items. Okay, there we go. It's inserted. Now let's go ahead and get an Ethernet cable. And we will plug the Ethernet line in, like such. And then let's go ahead and get our USB-C power and plug that in as well. So I'll plug this in. There we go. Got a light. Now let's give this a little while to boot up, and let's head over to a computer. Alright, so the Raspberry Pi is plugged in, it's booted up, it's hardwired into Ethernet down there, and now I'm at a computer which is also hardwired onto the same network. And what I'm going to do now is come to http://homeassistant.local, and then we're going to put colon to access this on port 8123 and hit enter. And there we are. So we are here at the start. So we can go ahead and start trying to set this thing up. So let's go ahead and just click on Create My Smart Home. I'm going to fill this in with some of my information and I'll create a password and we'll take some next steps. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and input our address of the home. Alright, and now we can choose to opt in to sharing some data. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I want to help out and see if I can help make this better. So I'll select in, opt in, and then hit next. And wow, it already has found some compatible devices. So let's see, for now, I don't know if I want to set any of these up right now. I'm actually targeting to try to get just a single light switch started. So I think I will go ahead and just click finish and we will take some next steps. Alright, and it looks like it's working. We are in. So this is a pretty basic setup right now. So let's go ahead and start trying to add a couple devices. Namely, like I said, I've got one smart light switch that I want to start with as a proof of concept, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so now let me show you the light switch that I'd like to get set up with Home Assistant. So I installed one of these guys. So this is a Leviton, basically a Decora dimmer Wi-Fi enabled smart switch. So this is what it looks like, and it says, yeah, it's supposed to work with all of these smart home interfaces. So let's see if we can get this to work with Home Assistant. What I have already done is, let me show you, I've got it wired in to my shed here, and obviously, yeah, it works kind of with manual mode. So I can obviously just push the button and yep, light turns on. You can dim it, you can do all this kind of good stuff here. But again, this is kind of like a caveman sitting here pushing this manually, right? So instead, what I have also done now, the first step in this process is I have gone and gotten the Leviton app on my phone, and I have paired that light switch appropriately with my Leviton app. So now what I can do is I can also control that via my phone because I made an account on Leviton and my app is signed in with that profile. We're going to need that information later, but again, let me just show you what I can do right now using the Leviton app, not Home Assistant, but just the Leviton app. I can click on that and aha, there it goes. Turns on. I can do, again, all that stuff that I need to. I can dim the light. There it goes, right? So I can do all of this stuff from the app. But again, what I would like to now do is, instead of using the Leviton app, I want to see if I can get this in through Home Assistant. So let's go back, jump up to Home Assistant, and see if we can set it up so that Home Assistant can basically act like the Leviton app and use the Leviton API to interact and control this switch. Okay, so let's jump back up to the computer. All right, so let's try to get that Leviton switch added. So again, here's a picture of the switch that we just took a look at. And what we're going to need to do now is, let's come over here to Home Assistant and go to Settings, and we're going to try to add that device or integration here. So I'm going to say Devices and Services. And then right now we're going to have to add this because, again, I haven't added this yet. So we're going to click here on Add Integration, and let's just search for Leviton. Aha, there we go. There's multiple of them, and it's actually this guy down here, right? It's the Leviton Decora Wi-Fi. And if you click on this, you're going to see that we are actually going to have to open some documentation. We're going to have to modify the configuration.yaml file. So let's open up the documentation here, and we get some information about what this will do, which switches are supported. Yep, this is a Leviton Decora Wi-Fi. I think that's what I'm looking for. So it looks like in order to do this, we are going to have to modify the Home Assistant configurations.yaml file with this code. We're going to have to add a little bit of code. So let's first copy this code. And now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get to the YAML file. So we've got a dedicated video showing how to do that. In particular, what I've done is I've gone ahead and mapped that on my local PC here. So this drive is mapped to my Raspberry Pi Home Assistant install, the config directory, right? So this is going to be, these are basically files that are on the Raspberry Pi, and this is the one that I want to modify. And again, we have a dedicated video talking about how to set this up, how to get this mapping done using Samba Share on your Home Assistant. So watch this video over here if you're interested to get to this point. But what we need to do now is we need to come to this configuration.yaml file. I'm just going to open this guy up with Notepad++, and let's take a look. Okay, so this is pretty boring right now, and according to the documentation, all we need to do, I believe, should be just add this code. All right, we have to list it now in our YAML file. So okay, let's go ahead and do that. So let's just go and paste it right there. Okay, and now what we're going to have to do is the username and the password we're going to have to put in is, again, remember how I showed on the My Leviton app on my phone? I had already logged into that app and I had created a username and a password. Well, that's what you're going to want to put in right here. So obviously I'm not going to type in my password here so everyone can see it, but I'm going to now enter in my username and my password in here, save this file, and then let's go ahead and reboot the Raspberry Pi / Home Assistant, and we will come back and see if this does anything. Okay, this is super exciting. Check this out. The Raspberry Pi has rebooted, and I just came back to the overview screen, and check this out. This light has shown up, right? This is my light that I called, I call it Dogtonia. That's my area where I have the light, but it's the outside lights. This apparently is now here, and gosh, I wonder if I click on this, is this going to work? Check it out! It worked, right? It turned on the light. So this is awesome. We've got this integrated into a Home Assistant and on the computer. Now, let's go even one step further. Maybe the next thing we should do is let's get super greedy. Let's get this on my phone so we can hopefully have Home Assistant on the phone. All right, so now we've gotten super greedy. I've gone ahead and downloaded the Home Assistant app from the Google Play Store. So now when I launched the app, I then went and I signed in using my credentials that we set up for Home Assistant. And now, check it out. It looks like the same sort of interface. I don't know if that's easy to read down here, but there's the light right here. Here's the Leviton light. So now let me scoot this over. And now when I hit it on the phone, check it out, right? It turned on the light. So there you have it. We can turn on the light, turn off the light. Again, I think we have all these, like, we got dimmer controls from the phone, so I can dim the light down. There it goes. All the way down or back all the way up. that's pretty darn cool, right? So there you have it. I think that was hopefully a pretty darn easy video showing how to get Home Assistant set up and running on a Raspberry Pi. And now that I've got one light switch set up, actually the world's actually my oyster. I'll show you. I've got other videos now talking about how to do all sorts of other automation. So I've got some smart switches where I can turn on and off appliances, and they're all integrated into Home Assistant, but that's probably for another video. I want to keep this one small and just how to get Home Assistant up and running so you can also start automating things and services within your house. So with that being said, I think this is probably a great spot to leave it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if so, I also hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. Surprisingly, if you just scroll a little ways down and click on that subscribe button, it really helps me continue making these videos, and I hope we'll be able to catch you at a future discussion and we can all learn something new together. So until then, I think I'll sign off. Talk to you later. Bye.